Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook. Here at On the Hook Crochet, we've been talking about garments, we've been talking about pumpkins, we've been talking about scarves, we've been talking about new sweaters that Crystal's going to model today. I have the sweater finished except for the one sleeve. I've got one sleeve finished and already written down, ready to go for a pattern. So thank you for being so patient about the open weave sweater. The cardigan, I am still working on that pattern. And this week I was distracted by several squirrels. They were running around here and I had to do certain things. I just had my mind set. And the pattern was not the first thing on my mind this week, but hopefully it will be in the next week or so. So I will get that out to you. I know y'all have been asking for it, and I appreciate that interest in my pattern very, very much. So let's talk about you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining in, and please like this video. If you are planning to click away or come back later, just go ahead and click it now if you like it. I'm sure you do. If you've been here before and you've come back, I hope that you like my content and that I'm kind of all over the place, but that makes this channel fun. It makes it fun. And we talk about crochet and knitting and diamond painting here. So if you're interested in that, just hang in there and I'll get to almost all of that. I'm not going to talk about knitting too much, but I have some plans for something new. So let's get started. First of all, I think you've probably seen me in this top. This is the Agnes Sweater, and it's made with beautiful yarn. I had some of the same color in my stash. I just have this one, so I'm just kind of holding on to it. Not really sure why, but it's the Arrowwood colorway. This is discontinued by Lion Brand, of course. Size 2 nylon yarn. Very, very nice. Easy to crochet, never splits or anything because it's nylon. It's awesome. But I had one left over and I thought I'd bring it over and show it to you how it used to look. Beautiful Love this yarn, but you can make the Agnes Sweater in any size 2 or 3 or even a 4 yarn if you want to. I don't put any constrictions on you as far as the size yarn, as long as you use a hook that'll give you the right fabric for your garment. So this is the pattern that I use. This is the Agnes Sweater, and I've made this, I think, about 5 times. I really have. I've used it for summer tops. If you make it out of something comfortable, then you can wear it under a jacket or by itself, under a sweater like I'm doing today. You can wear it all different kinds of ways. So enjoyed the Agnes Sweater. It gives you a good fit across the back. Your straps don't show here. I've given you plenty of room here across the back and across the front as well. So it doesn't gap up here at the top. There's plenty of sweater here, and your straps don't show, which is kind of nice. I know you guys don't have to worry about that, but you girls probably do. So that's what I wanted to say about that. And let me stand up and just show you my outfit today. Well, today I'm wearing the Agnes Sweater with a pair of black dress pants and some black Mary Jane shoes by Vivaya. They're very cool and comfortable. It's not cold here yet, so I'm not dressing for the cold, but it is a little tiny bit cool. So I'm wearing a very lightweight sweater with my Agnes Sweater underneath. Very, very comfortable. I'll show you the back. This is a very basic outfit. On Sunday, I'll probably wear this with a skirt and some tights and some flats. I'll probably do that on Sunday. So being at fall and such a beautiful color for fall, I thought I would wear this a time or two before the weather got too cold. So that's what I'm wearing today, the Agnes Sweater and my black outfit to go with it. Now let's talk about decorating for fall. I last week showed you this very pretty pumpkin that I'd made from some yarn in my stash. This is just some green and some beige from my stash. And I used a hook that was just barely enough to cover the holes. You can still, well, you can't really see the stuffing in there, but I don't stuff mine real hard. I like to just stuff them a little bit so that they'll look like pumpkins. They won't look like they're so tight. You know, I don't like that too much. And I made a couple of leaves to go up here on the top. These are just leaves I made from a pattern from Mary Maxim. And then the stem, I just crochet 8 chains and then I single crochet back and forth 4 or 5 rows, then I close it up and I sew it onto the pumpkin. It's real simple and easy, and you can make this out of any color you want. I've got some blue pumpkins and some beige pumpkins too. They're not all green. And so this week I had a feeling I needed to use up some polyfill, which I found down in my craft room downstairs. I have a craft room down there which has a lot of just supplies down there, and I found some polyfill, and I thought I'm going to make one more pumpkin because Mr. On the Hook, I think he's thinking I'm making too many pumpkins. So I made one more, and this is out of a beige and a brown, and I think the brown, I don't know, it's not the same color as that. No, these were two other colors I had in my stash, and I just made a stem. I didn't even bother to make leaves on this, and it looks pretty on my fireplace. I've got these two, and I have several others, maybe 5 or 6 more pumpkins in different sizes, shapes, and colors. And so it makes a nice little vignette on my fireplace. And for Thanksgiving, I'll probably move some of those over to my dining table when I serve Thanksgiving dinner. I'll put 2 or 3 pumpkins out there for a conversation piece. Last week, I talked about buying some big twist yarn at Joann's. Love this big twist. This is the tweed version. See, it says tweed right there. And 382 yards on the skein, and I think it was even $3.99 or something ridiculous. It was just, I felt of it, and it was so soft. I thought, I've got to make something out of that. So as you can see, I made a scarf, and I'll show that in just a second. But this is how much yarn I had left, about 50 yards maybe, 40, 50 yards, something like that. I balled it up, and I'll put this in my stash, and I'll use it for something else eventually. But again, this is big twist, and the colorway is gray. You know, how easy is that? All right, colorway is gray, and I wanted to show you this scarf that I made. It's a crescent scarf, and it looks like this. In the middle, it goes down to a point right there in the middle, right over there. It goes down to a point, and then on the arms, on the ends, it's a point as well. And I decided I wanted to make something special for the edging. On the edges, I did a reverse popcorn stitch. Very, very cute. And it's so easy to do. After you do 2 or 3 of them, you go, okay, that's not hard to do. But it gives the edge just a really nice look. Look at that. I really love the way that looks. There's a little bit better. You can see a little bit better there. And the scarf is just a half double crochet, crocheted with a K hook. It's the one after J. J's a 6, so I think K is a 7. But anyway, that's what this looks like. I'm really loving this. It's so comfortable and so soft. It's just squishy and soft. And for an affordable yarn, it is just awesome. I'm loving Big Twist. I've made several things out of it. And when I go to Joann's, I always check all the Big Twist yarn, and I feel of each one. And this was the very softest one. This was tweed, and I'm really loving it. And it was so easy to crochet. It took me a couple of days to crochet this. And in contrast, the one that I knitted, and I showed that to you in a couple of videos ago, the scarf that I knitted took me, a couple of weeks. Of course, I'm not very fast knitter, but crocheter, I'm pretty fast. And so I whipped this up in a couple of days. And if you want, I'll put the pattern out there. It's not difficult, but it is something you kind of have to know how to do. And I have tips and tricks that you can use to make a crescent shawl. So this is called a crescent shawl, and it's got a special edging on it that I'm really loving. I really love this edging. I don't like fringe, and I don't just like a plain single crochet around the edge. I think this looks so much cuter. Look at that. I really like that. It blends very nicely in there. After I left Joann's, I went to Michael's, and I was looking for Loops and Threads Facets, and I found some. This is Loops and Threads Facets yarn. It's an acrylic, of course, and they're almost, 279 yards on the ball. It's a size 4, and it's a roving yarn. So you're going to find with a roving yarn that the yarn gets smaller in certain places. This wasn't too bad. I've had roving yarns before that I just had to quit using them because they got so small and so tiny that it ruined the look of the garment. So I just quit using them. But I thought I would give this a try. I've heard saw in some comments that this was a good yarn to buy. So it's very similar to a Lion Brand not home style, but a different one, Lion brand. Y'all know which one it is, but it looks a lot like it. It has about the same yardage on it. Beautiful colors. This is all just, the colorway is Violet. Violet. If you're looking to order it, or if you're looking in the store for it, it's called Violet. There's some beautiful colors in this. And purple is one of my favorites, so I just picked it up because I knew it would be safe. The colors aren't too stripy in here, but they ended up being stripy. But they're not different colors. They're all the same color, just in light violet and dark violet. So I'll show you what I've done with that. I'm about halfway through this one. It's also the Crescent shawl, just like the one I just made. And there's my halfway point. So I've done this much already. Now you can see why I crochet and I don't knit. I'm not very good at knitting. But I do want to order some Malabrigo yarn for a knitted scarf. I'm going to try the same one I did before, try not to make any mistakes. So anyway, this is the way it turned out. It's pretty stripy. It's a stripy, but it's not an ugly stripy. It's a pretty stripy. I really like it. I like the way it looks so far. Isn't that gorgeous? I really like it. And it's very, very soft. Very, very soft. Very soft. Unlike some yarns that you buy and you go, oh, I can't make a scarf out of that. I'll be taking it off. But this is really pretty. Now, this is only half of the scarf because, as I said, I'm at the apex, which is right here, and I put a stitch marker there so I would know where it was, where I started going downhill. And I'll be starting to make this smaller, and then it'll match the other side. So it's a symmetrical scarf. It's not one-sided or, going in the one direction and then not the other. This is one that goes in both directions. It goes big and then it goes small. And so the scarf ends up being very, very large. I went farther on this than I went on this one. I bought 3 skeins of loops and threads, and this is one skein. I finished one skein and I was halfway through. So with the other skein, I'll do the other half, and then the third skein, I'll dip into it for my edging. So the backwards popcorns will, I won't be running out of yarn. I hate to run out of yarn, so I usually buy a skein more than I actually think I need. And sometimes I'm glad that I did it, sometimes I'm not, but more than likely I will need that. Now, but this big twist, I bought one skein for $3.99 and I had plenty left over. So if you bought 2 skeins, you'd probably be able to make 2 scarves and have some left over as well. So very, very nice. Love that. Squishy, nice yarn. So is this. Very, very nice yarn. So I'm glad I went to those 2 places this week. I'm trying not to buy a huge amount of yarn. I'm only buying what I really need in order to make what I really want to make. So I'm working out of my stash, and I see some beautiful luxury yarns over there, but they're not the right size. I want a worsted size to knit a scarf because I'm not a good enough knitter to use a smaller yarn yet. I don't have the patience for it just yet. So if I bought a worsted, I believe I'd be okay. And the one that I knitted and showed you a couple of videos ago, that was a worsted weight Malabrigo yarn. Very beautiful yarn. Now, let's look at some diamond painting. It won't take but a second. I just show you the progress I've made on my stained glass WILDFLOWERS. Oh, sorry, I think it's called Stained Glass Flowers diamond painting that was sponsored by Crafties. Okay, here we are at my easel that I work with on my diamond paintings. And this is what I have done so far. And I'm almost finished. I'm working on the 2 last squares right here. Those are the last 2 squares, and I'll take this release paper off here. You can take a look. This is going to be so beautiful. I'm really excited about it. Here we go. This is a full view of the entire painting here. And as you can see, such beautiful colors. Now, I haven't done this and this. I've done a little bit of the flower, but I haven't done these 2 pieces here. But I have completed to here. All of this is already done. And I'll get down here where you can see it. Look at the sparkle, and the diamonds are quite lovely. Beautiful background. I love the blue that goes all the way around. And of course, this was given to me by Crafties, and they are sponsoring this diamond painting. So I'm almost finished, and next week I'll be showing you the entire painting, and it'll be all finished, and we'll see you then. I hope you like that. That is just a tiny piece of what I've been up to, and I'm picking the other one up from the framers. I'll be looking at that, and I'll be showing that on my next week's video. So there you go. Now, I know a lot of y'all are working on this Juan the Yarn Addicts, Crochet Along, Autumn Aspirations, Afghan. And so, or a throw. I don't know if he calls it a throw or an Afghan. But I actually finished one of the triangles last week. And then this week, I have been working on the other 3 triangles. And what I've been doing, I made that whole triangle, followed all the directions, and watched all the videos. Okay, so I finished that, and there are 3 more to go. There are 3 more sides to go. And what I'm doing here is I'm doing all of the initial part first. So I do this one here, the next one, and the next one, all the white yarn right here. And then I go back to the first one and I do the purple yarn. This part right here, different stitches and everything's totally different. So I did the purple here, and then I went to the next corner and I did the purple here, and then I did the purple here. So I am already to the coral out here, and I have 2 or 3, 4 more rounds to go, and I'll be all finished. But I'm doing these 1 round at a time on each triangle so that I can finish them all at the same time, and I won't have a whole triangle to do the next time. And also, when you do it that way, when you're doing the same color all the way around, you're in the same mode and you understand what the directions are. You don't have to keep going back to the directions over and over and over again to be sure you're doing it right. Your stitch counts, you know what they are pretty much. And so I finally got this right. I took the coral out 3 or 4 times on one of the corners because I just had the wrong number of stitches, and I was 7 stitches off, and I figured out why that had happened, and I had gone in and placed a stitch where there was a chain, and I was not supposed to do that. So I had 7 chains along here that I figured out that's the reason that happened to me. So I ripped some of it out. But as you can see, it's coming along. And let me show you the whole thing. Let me get this big piece up here. This is the one I've finished. This is the corner that I've finished. Whoops, let me get it on the right side. Here we go. This is the right side right here. And every side of this original square has a triangle on it, so that when you hold it up, it's going to be a big square. It's hard to see, but anyway, I encourage you to try it. After you do some of this white, then you do it again and again and again. You get really good at it, and you don't have to rip it out like I was doing. I was ripping out quite a bit. That's the way it is when you do an Afghan like this. It's beautiful Afghan, and there are multiple different stitches on it, so you have to keep your stitch counts in mind and make sure they're right. And if you're off 1 or 2, then, you know, sometimes you can find it, sometimes you can make it up on the next row, and I probably shouldn't be telling people that. But I know how to decrease 1 stitch, and if I need to, then I can do that on the next row. If it's not a complicated row, I can do that. So I didn't do that much, but I mean, I did have to rip it out quite a bit at first, but I'm doing better now. So, and my colors are looking better together. I really love the colors I've selected here. I did some red in the middle as well. I did some red around the center, some of it. Really loved the red, but I ran out of red, and I thought I have a ton of coral. I'm just going to change to coral. And so I did, and it looks okay. I really like it. So that's the Juan the Yarn Addicts Crochet Along. And the last 3 videos I've done where I've shown it to you, I've put the links down in the description box. And I'll do that again this week, and we're still in week 3. He gave us an extra week, and for good reason. I needed another week to get through that, and that's okay. I'll be done with mine by next Tuesday, which is when the next installment comes out, and we get to add some more colors onto our Afghan. So you might want to try it. It's not terribly difficult. You have to pay attention to the videos. I printed off the pattern, and I also watched the videos for every single row, because I wanted to be sure I was placing my hook where it was supposed to go. So you can try it. It's fun, and I love a crochet along because I will finish this. If I just saw it and I saw 6 installments, I might do 1 and then I might quit. So this, I'm trying to keep up with this as the installments are published on his YouTube channel. So there you go. I'll put the links in the description box and you can check it out. Last but not least, I want to show you my Penelope Pullover. And she's looking good. And I finished one of the sleeves. Last week I had some of the sleeve finished, but I hadn't finished it. And this is the way it looks. Well, I guess I can move Crystal up here a little bit, and I'll get the sleeve up here where you can see it. This is the bottom of the sleeve, and I have gradually decreased down here. And you can see my decreased stitches right along here. I did a dramatic decrease around here. And then I added a cuff. And this cuff is one of those that it's not a back and front loop easy rib. This is a little bit more complicated, but it's nice. It looks so good, and it's got a lot of great stretch to it. And I wanted to make this sweater kind of special. I wanted to do that, but I'll put an alternate ribbing on here for those who don't want to try this. There's some YouTube videos out there that show how to do this kind of rib. So it's a single crochet. I used a single crochet. You can do it with any stitch, but it's single crochet, back loop only rib, crochet rib, and you can find videos on how to do this. I didn't really need one. I've done this before, but I'll tell you in the pattern how to do it if you want me to, and then I'll give you an alternative, which is what I usually do. For something a little more difficult, I'll try to give you an alternative. And you don't have to decrease here either. You can decrease the last row to bring the sleeve down enough to get the ribbing on there, and the ribbing won't be as tight. I like a little bit more of a tight ribbing so that the sweater stays on my wrist and it doesn't slip around. So that's what I did. But I wanted you to see that beautiful sleeve. I felt really great about that. I ripped out so much of it before I finally got it where I wanted it to be. And this is not a huge sleeve either. The sleeve is just big enough. It's not balloon sleeves. It's not real tight sleeves. It's just right. And I tell you how to get that with your measurements. So there you go. There's my new sleeve on my Penelope Pullover. This pattern will be coming out. Don't know when exactly, but I plan to do the ribbing around the neck as well, and also around the bottom. I think I have enough yarn to do that. I have another 2 skeins of yarn, and I should have enough to finish it. So that's what she looks like right now. Now for a quick shop update. I have my project bags with the round embroidery on sale. I have 2 left, and they're on sale using the offer code SAVE20, 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 all one word, all one together. And this is what they look like. This is the stone wash color. It's kind of a beigey color, very pretty. It has a pocket on the side, and it has a zipper to hold it together at the top. Black handles, they don't get dirty. It's quite nice. And this is what it looks like inside. It's very big. It's very big, big enough for basically any project. And I'm really loving these. I only have 2 left though. I've already switched over to those. Those are the WILDFLOWER bags, the project bags that I have on my Etsy shop right now, or in the Etsy shop. And I love those as well. I keep pointing the wrong direction. I love those as well. Oh, there's another one right there. Look, there's one right there. There's a Christmas version right there, and then there's a WILDFLOWER regular version right there. Both are still out there on Etsy, and you can order those if you want to. But these are a special order, and they only have 2. I only have 2 left, and they're on sale. So if you wanted one of these before and didn't get it, it's on sale now. Use the offer code SAVE20 and you can get that on sale. Now let's talk about the gifts I have ready for a giveaway today. If you watched my video last week, you knew what to sign up for. In the comment section, there's a word that I want you to use in order to be eligible for one of these gifts. And you can be eligible for all 3 if you used all 3 words. So the first one is, of course, the Halloween Cross Stitch magazine. Come on, you Halloween cross stitch girls. Sign up for this, or guys, sign up for this, And it's a great magazine. It's got so many patterns in here. It's 98 pages, very, very nice. And I've had this out there and no one has claimed it yet. So be sure to claim that when I run the gifts. We go over to the computer and we'll run the gifts. So then be sure that you write me if you've won it. Be sure you do that. The second gift I have is a brand new Crochet World. This is from winter of 2024. Very, very nice magazine. I think it also has 98 pages. This is probably the same company. 98 pages in this. Some beautiful, beautiful patterns in here. And I hope you signed up for this. This is the comment word was WORLD, W-O-R-L-D. That will get you in line for that. And then I have another gift that wasn't claimed. Well, it was claimed, but it was an international sale, so I'm sending her a couple of patterns. This is Rewind tape yarn, and this is one skein of this has a lot of yards on it. It's a size 5 bulky 219 yards on the skein. So you have 219 yards of this beige, and then 2 skeins, which I had to rewind. One. I had to wrap one around the other because it was falling off of the skein. So I went ahead and I just wrapped it around. So this is 2 skeins right here, and it looks like 2 and a partial of another. That's what it looks like to me. It might just be the end of that one though. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's at least 2 skeins of rewind yarn, and the key word there was yarn. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these gifts this week. Here we are at the computer, and our link for the last video is right there. And if you'll scroll down, you'll see the cross is the word I'm putting in here for the Halloween Cross Stitch Magazine. This has got to go, so somebody must win this. Let's get this out the door. It's a little bit late, but maybe for next year, I don't know. So let's see who wins this Halloween Cross Stitch Magazine today. And that would be, here it comes, Teresa Sharp. Teresa Sharp, you have won the Halloween Cross Stitch Magazine. So be sure to write me, tell me you won it, and I will get this out in the mail to you right away. So let's go back here, and we're going to type in the word world. All right, there's the word world. And let's get our comments from the video. All right, that's 73. Let's go down here and find out who wins the Crochet World Magazine for wintertime 2024. That's Wyoming Whips. Wyoming Whips, you have won the Crochet World Magazine. So be sure to write me. Don't call me, but write me and let me know that you're the winner. Put winner in the subject line. All right, so we're going to give away some yarn here. So we put yarn in the space right there, and we're going to scroll down here and get the comments that were in the video. All right. And let's go down here and find out who wins the yarn that I showed you just a few minutes ago. And that would be Mrs. Debbie W. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Debbie LW. Mrs. Debbie LW, you have won the yarn for this week. So thank you for entering, everyone. Appreciate you participating. Be sure if you win, send me an email to Jeanne@onthehookcrochet.com, and I will get that out to you. Congratulations to our winners. Be sure to send me an email to Jeanne@onthehookcrochet.com and tell me in the subject line, write the word winner, and then tell me who you are and what you won. And I will get that in the mail to you as soon as possible. Now, this one came yesterday. This is the Crochet World Magazine, again, winter 2024. And the keyword there is world, W-O-R-L-D, world. And if you write that in your comment, you'll be up for the gift next week. So be sure to do that if you're interested in this Crochet World. Beautiful magazine. If you crochet, you really need one of these. This is Crochet World, again, winter of 2024. So sign up for that. The keyword there is world. Now, I was in my craft room, you know, I told you I went down there, and that's dangerous because I find stuff that I can give away down there. I found 3 skeins of Bernat baby blanket, and I loved this. I made my daughter something out of this. I think it was a blanket. I had so much left over. This is called Summer Day. Such a beautiful combination of colors. Look at that. Could be for a boy or a girl, either one. Such beautiful colors, yellow and blue and green. Some of my favorite colors together, but I have 2 skeins, and then I had ripped something out, so I have another skein as well. It's not beautiful, but it is the 3rd skein, and you just put baby in your comment for that. You put baby in the comment, and you'll have enough to make something out of it. I don't know what, but it's 3 skeins of Baby Blanket by Bernat. Summer Day is the name of the colorway. And then I found this. I wasn't sure why I had it, but I do love this yarn. This is Hometown Yarn by Lion Brand. It's a 6 bulky, really pretty. I love this color. Washington Denim is the name of the color. Washington Denim. You probably have enough for a hat in there. You never know. Hometown Yarn by Lion Brand. And use the word lion, L-I-O-N, to sign up for this. Just put that in your comment and you'll be in the running for that. So there are 3 gifts to give away next week. World, Baby, and Lion. If you're all interested in all 3, then feel free to put all 3 words in your comment. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video this week. I've enjoyed crocheting this week. I've done so much crochet. It's not even funny. But I have ordered some Malabrigo yarn to make my new scarf with. It'll be knitted, and that'll take me probably 6 months to make that. I'll show you the progress that I'm making on it. You never know how far I'll get with that, but just be sure you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. There are a lot of people who watch my videos every week and they don't subscribe. And if you subscribe, you'll get a notice of when I send one out. So be sure to do that and join the community, which is down in the description box. It's an email community. It costs nothing. And when you sign up, I send you a link for a free pattern. So the free pattern is already chosen. Some of y'all want to choose a different pattern, but that's not what it means. It just means that there's a cowl pattern, very beautiful cowl, that you can just click on and then print it off on your own or use it on your iPad. And that's free to you for joining the community. So thank you for joining. And I'll just send you notices of patterns that come out, offer codes for, merchandise or patterns, either one. So there's some perks there for you if you join the community, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's free, totally free. So I hope you'll do that. Subscribe and share this video with somebody you know and love that crochets or that would like to crochet. You never know. You never know. Or a diamond painter. You never know about them either. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.